if available, and what's the update right now, Mr. Garvey?
Well, we were expecting a response. We had a draft. Well, we had a meeting a couple weeks ago with John. Mike was good enough to call in on his phone. Although there was no agreement with Mike at that time. It was just a discussion on the phone. And John's attorney was supposed to go back and draft something, which he did. We responded to that. We told him that I needed something by Thursday, if at all possible, Friday at the latest, so I could email it out under separate cover, but we still haven't received anything from them.
And I don't think you will.
Okay. So how would you think we should best proceed? Just us getting together without him?
Yeah, I think the first thing you have to do is with John. You know, he's sitting there needing something.
Right.
Right.
The issue, and again, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here with and trying to negotiate something, but if you turn this around so preliminary is up at the top, if you look down at this corner, you'll see a round circle. That's where the existing manhole is, the one that we put through Sex Hours property, and it's right adjacent to Mike's property down there by his driveway. If you see, there's a couple of yellow lines. There's one here on the southern edge, and then there's one up to the north. The one on the south is the one that we could install, and the reason that we've been hesitant to do that is because it's so flat that it would require John to install a grinder pump in his house in order to, like a force main, to force it down to our main. Those are very expensive. It's another mechanical thing that could stop working. They never seem to stop working at a good time. The northern route requires us to obtain an easement from Mike to extend our water and sewer line up here to the north, and then this line actually gravities to John's house. So it wouldn't be required to have that grinder pump. You could just flush and down it goes.
What about the possibility of dropping that line from John's place?
Dropping it
Yeah, so it becomes a drop.
on the south.
Right.
Yeah, the problem is the length of this run. This pipe would have had to have been put in much, much deeper. And because the further down you'd go, or we'd have to install a lift station here,
At that point.
or somewhere else down the line. That's not the way it was engineered.
So there were no options in the engineering.
Not as far as that goes. When I came in, this thing was already in process. It was just getting the easement. So I didn't really ask if there had ever been a discussion about oversizing that pipe. I thought that this thing was fairly well understood, that it was going to go to the north, and that it would serve your property, John's property, and leave room for development if and when in the future.
Well, fortunately, both my water and my septic work just fine, you know, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What's the way forward?
Well, it seems to me that there's only two options. One is to try to work something out so we can extend the line to the north, or we extend the line to the south. I mean, those are really. I just think the southern route is just not
feasible.
It's feasible. It's just not. It's clearly not the best one.
say that this line over here on the right side of the paper, we have to acquire that
Yes,
through Mike's property?
correct. Again, I don't think we should get into negotiations right here.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Terry?
Mike, are you available for discussions on?
Oh, I think I could be,
Maybe
yeah.
go through this?
Maybe not this week, but next.
Because we can't, I know from John's earlier comments, we can't even pursue the gravity feed option along the south without a lift station and significantly more investment. So the only way we can get there is through your property, so your statement earlier that we should deal with John is understood, and I understand that, but we can't deal with John unless we get anything from you.
So is it a question of coming onto my property or going through it?
Going through it.
Going through it.
With an easement.
Sure. Okay. Well, I don't have any problem with going through it, as long as some things are taken care of. And I'm sure we can discuss those.
Sounds good.
If I give you my card, would you mind sending me a list of those things so I can discuss them with Mr. Sardi?
I think we probably could.
Did you have a chance to look at what was drafted before this agreement?
Yes, I think I did. I think I read through it, but there were still a few extenuating circumstances there that
Okay.
need to be addressed.
But can we use that as a departure point for our
We can
discussions?
use it as a launching pad, yes.
Sounds great. Super. Okay. What I'll do then is I will contact MPCA on John's behalf and see if I can hold him off for another couple of weeks until we have the discussion.
Well, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Thank you. It was initiated by the city, so it should be able to be held up by the city, correct?
It was not initiated by the city. The legal action was initiated by the MPCA through the county.
Who signed it?
The county, I believe.
That'd be something to check into too.
Okay.
All righty. Well, unless you wanna say anything, we'll just get out of here.
That's it.